Greetings, everyone. I'm Kushal Jain, Vice President at Hearts Club. We at Heart Club aim at providing financial assistance, career guidance, advocacy, networking, education outreach, and skill development for young minds. The whole team works relentlessly to bring out the best of results. An overachiever right through, Mr. Madhavbahl is truly an inspiration for all, and we hope this webinar, with his insights, proves to be an enthralling and an amazing opportunity for you all. So, on a positive note, let's begin up with our webinar.
Hey Kushal, thanks a lot for the warm welcome. So let's start, and I'll just share my screen. Right, so guys, just if you can hear me clearly, just mention a hi or something in the chat section, in the live chat section, and then we can start. Great. So it seems you can hear me, and I'm audible and my voice is not breaking. So yes, today's discussion is again your roadmap to landing an offer in top tech companies. So yeah, it's all about profile building and how to the art of getting the interviews and the art of cracking the interviews. So this particular webinar is very much similar to the webinar which I took last week, but there's one difference. Today, I'll be majorly taking AMAs, and as we can see that there's not much crowd, so I can actually go through your profiles and I can actually just help you out, answer and get back to each and every one of your doubts. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So yes, let's get started. So about the speaker, maybe you might have seen the slide a lot of times. So yeah, I'll not spend too much time on it. But um, about me, why should you listen to me? I've been working on personal branding and profile building from past 2.5 years, and I can say that I have enough experience that I can tell you some tips and tricks and some ways you can actually improve your profile and some ways in which you can actually bring more make your profile more visible and credible. So yes, I'm into web development from 2.5 years, and I'm into tech blogging from 2 years straight. I guess more than 2 years. Self-help blogging, podcasting. Podcasting is something new to me. It's what I started last year, and towards the end of the last year, and my podcast ended in the last year. And this time, I'm also starting a new podcast. Probably I'll release the first episode of my new podcast tomorrow. I'm also into mentoring, startup communities, community building, and most of all, I'm still exploring life. The only you can say principle which I abide by is life is all about exploration. Do as many things as you can, not with any ulterior motive to achieve anything, but with the only goal of learning more and more. So yes, keep exploring life. But before we go further, so as I already told you that I want this particular webinar to be actually interactive. So for every one of you who is present here right now, just go to menti.com. It's menti.com. So it will look something like this, Mentimeter, and please enter the code. In the code, you can enter 904369. I'll just duplicate the slide 2 times because you're going to open it 3 times in this webinar. So yeah, 904369. Yes, ask me anything. So as I already told you that today I'm actually in a mood of AMA session rather than me speaking, you listening, I teaching you all. Instead of that, let's have an open discussion. Just hit me up with anything like what's your favorite anime? Yes, you can ask me anything. So for the upcoming 1 hour, 4 to 5 p.m., let's consider it to be, let's say it goes on up to 5:15. We are going to have an open discussion. You can ask me anything which you want. So for your questions, I will be receiving a sort of in this screen. So I can answer to each one of your questions anytime you want. All right, so let's get started. And just one more thing, whoever like at the end of the webinar, once I'm done with my content, I will be going through, like, if you are interested, I can go through and review your LinkedIn profiles and your resume. If you want, just send me the link on this Ask Me Anything itself, and then I can probably go through it and actually tell you how can you improve and the things you can do for improvisation. All right, so let's get started. So why to attend community events? This slide, I know if you have been attending my webinars, this slide is most boring, and you have found this slide in each and every one of my webinar. But trust me, it's really important, and that's why I keep it in each and every one of my slides, each and every one of my webinars. This is because why community events? Why do we actually need to attend community events? You can learn everything on Google. It's everything is present, but still, why community events? Why meetups? I know physical meetups are not possible right now, and it's more of webinars right now. But yes, still you should be attending all these webinars and all to find like-minded people, to network with them, to increase your knowledge, and a chance to discuss about new things, new trends, and new topics in the industry. So yes, all of you who are present right now, I would just request you to guide to just ping your LinkedIn profiles on the live chat section so that we all can connect with each other and we actually have a sort of we can stay connected even after this webinar. So I have mentioned mine. You can see it in the chat section like this. And yes, do connect with each other and stay connected. All right, so that was enough boring talk. Madhav, come on. We are not here to listen to your philosophy. We want some real content. Okay, so here is it. So get so as the topic of this webinar, getting and cracking the coding interviews, or or you can say how to get a job and the roadmap to your first job or an internship. It works both the ways. So yes, how can you actually what's the roadmap for that? So basically, getting a job involves of three major steps. If we look at a higher level overview, so okay, so Ankit just said that please suggest how can I improve it. Improve what, Ankit? The profile. You can ask me in the AMA, and I'll be constantly seeing. Oh, check and suggest me for the changes. So whoever has mentioned this, please mention your LinkedIn profile as well after that, so that I can go through your profile. So just let me show you how can you do that. 904369 904369 and okay, man 20 90439. Oh, I guess you can. Okay, cool. So hey, please, please go to my profile, and yes, please mention your profile link as well. So yes, just like this. And you've already voted on this question, so it's not allowing me. But then again, okay, I guess I can actually change it. Just give me a second. Configure and just give me a second. Okay, let pass. Yes, cool. So you can ask more than one times now. Great, present. Awesome. So yeah, let's get back to it. So yes, whenever you have any doubt, just mention the doubt on this Mentimeter, and then just ping me up on the live chat as well, and I'll go through it. So yes, coming back to the phases of the profile of the getting a job roadmap. So as you can see, there are high level, very high level. Let's go through the high level things first, and then we'll dive deep into all these things. So it's the major, if we can say, the getting a job sort of roadmap is divided into two phases. The first one is getting the interviews, and second one is cracking the interviews. So getting the interviews is majorly based on your profile and your resume, on your application. So there are many people who apply for the same job, and trust me, not more than 10% of them actually get selected for the interviews, and let alone the interviews. Even after the interviews, they shortlist maybe 1 or 2%. But yeah, so that's why it's very important to build a profile that stands out. And for that, I'm there to help you, no issues. And then the next phase is cracking the interviews. The cracking the interviews have majorly two parts. Then you can say, hey Madhav, there are multiple, you can say, interviews while inside the while giving the phases of interviews, like let's say first technical interview, second technical interview, the coding round, the HR round. But as you can see, cracking the interview also comprises of majorly two steps. The first one is technical interview preparation, and the second one is non-technical interview preparation. So yes, I generally follow this 50-40-10 rule. So you are going to be quite annoyed by this, that I'm saying you spend 50% of your time in profile building, 40% in technical interview preparation, and 10% in non-technical. Hey, mother, wait. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't you be spending more time preparing for the technical interview rather than profile building? Yes, of course. And that's where these two, Jimmy and Madhav, come in. So Jimmy is asking me, are these independent? No, these none of these is independent. When you build your profile, you'll find that you are simultaneously doing the preparation for technical interview as well, and with the aim of building a better profile in mind. I'm not saying that you should aim to be some sort of superhero or something, but you should have this in mind, that so focus more on gaining new skills. But while you gain new skills, just showcase them on LinkedIn, showcase them on, have the repository on GitHub, so that you can build your profile alongside with this. And when you go with this mindset that yes, I have to build a rock solid profile, then you will be simultaneously doing your technical interview preparation and non-tech as well. But how? Technical, we can understand that, okay, I build for my profile building, I just thought of a sort of a funky project idea, and I'm going to build that project idea, and I'm going to put up the repository on the GitHub, and I'm going to put a LinkedIn post that, see, I've made a cool project, and people are going to see it. But what about non-tech preparation? So while you're building your profile, let's say you're building your LinkedIn profile, you will see that you get to communicate with a lot of people there on LinkedIn. And once you do the communication and all, your non-tech interview preparation, your you can say your personality development happens automatically. Let's talk about myself. 3 years before now, I mean, 3 years ago, I was an introvert man, staying mostly inside my room, not talking to much people, and let alone, I didn't have courage to go up to the stage and I mean, give a speech. But it has totally changed right now. Like right now, I have enough confidence to, like, you just give me a topic and I can go on the stage and talk at least 15 minutes on that topic, even if I don't know that topic. I know how to revolve the story, and I know how to brand using storytelling, and that's what you learn through communicating with people, through doing various webinars, by hosting events, and that's how you actually build your personality. And personality development happens automatically when you are doing your profile building and all those things. I know these things are very sort of unrelated to this topic, but yes, as you will see that nothing is unrelated, nothing is independent. All the things are revolving so tightly coupled with each other that when you do one thing, you are automatically preparing for the other thing. So people generally ask me like, "Hey, Madhav, what should we start first? Should we start competitive programming, or should we start development? Should we start machine learning, or should I focus more on my personality development? Should I communicate more with people? Should I make resume first?" The only answer to this question is do anything, but do it now. Start doing it now, because as you see, when you start doing, you explore more thing, and you yourself will understand that what is the next step I should take. So yes, that was what I was trying to tell you, that just start doing anything, even if you change the rule to 50-40-10 or 40-10-50. I don't really care about the exact number, but the major thing is start doing. Unless you start doing yourself, you won't be able to figure out the things. All right. So coming on straight to the first phase, the profile building phase. I have a question for you. Again, go to menti.com, open another tab like this, and go to menti.com, and here type in the new number, which is 745748. 745748. You go to this, and my question for you is, what's the first thing that comes in your mind when you hear the word profile? What does profile mean? Okay, for me, like, let's say The first year, the first year college undergraduate, Madhav. For me, it was Madhav. I don't care. Nothing comes to my mind. Let's see what's this for you. Just go there, menti.com, type in this number, and just give me the answer to this. Till then, I can go through your questions. All right. So the first question is check and suggest my changes. Okay, this I'll be doing at the end of the webinar. Second one is okay. What's my favorite anime? Anime. This I asked myself, so I'm not going to answer if unless and until anyone else asks this from me. Okay, so I understand how important CP really is. I'm sorry to be silly, but how do I keep up my motivation? Yes, CP is really boring. I mean, I totally agree with you. Like, I was 100% into development from starting, and I never really cared much about CP because I loved it. Like, let's say I was into app development, and I loved it when I coded something, and I used to build it, and then I could actually see it running on my phone. I could see it running on my web browser. That was really, really motivating and interesting to me. But CP, they'll give some problem and then they'll expect us to solve the problem and show some results on the black screen. That's so boring. So I was more into development. But yes, how to keep up your motivation? There are many, many answers to this, but uh, one thing which I want to say is it also depends on the year which in which you are studying in. Just give me a minute, I'll drink water. All right, so how does it depend on the year in which you are studying? So let's say you are a third year or a final year undergrad student. You really want a job right now. So you will have to focus on CP because most of the job interview, coding interview, revolve around data structures and algorithms and competitive programming because they test your problem solving skills with this. So that should be your motivation that you have to get a job. So there's no other way. So you just have to do it. And it's not very difficult. Just uh, it's just understand me like procrastination. Let's talk a little bit about procrastination. I was really exploring about this topic. It's really a topic that interests me a lot. So in whole, like I really spent one day last a couple of weeks ago on this topic, procrastination. I researched about it and I went through all the materials online, like how can you deal with procrastination. And trust me, the only way I could find how can you deal with it is taking the first step. So whenever your mind says, this is boring, I can't do this, just step into it. Just that point itself. Just I don't know how, just hack your mind and take the first step. So when you take the first step, when you actually learn something new, basically what happens is when you learn something new, it activates an area in your brain which is actually associated with negativity and pain, and so that's why you feel so much willing to procrastinate. And let's say you're learning something new, you're doing some competitive programming, and you'll feel that this is not my stuff. So that area is activated. So whenever that area is activated, our brain is set automatically to distract your attention to into something which seems to be positive to your brain. Let's say scrolling on Instagram, maybe watching through memes, endless memes. And then, so basically, this is your mind playing with you, distracting you to feel good. But the thing is, it's not an issue with the volume of work you have to do. It's always an issue with your emotions. So the thing is, to get rid of the procrastination, you need to do the task that you need to do. And how you are going to do that? Just take the first step. And trust me, there's no other way. Just take the first step. Basically, we all are so much into instant gratification right now. Like you must have heard this in Simon Sinek's speeches. I'm a huge fan of his. He always says that this generation, especially millennials and Generation Z, we are so much obsessed with instant gratification. We want something, we'll order it on Amazon or Flipkart. We want to eat something, we'll just order it from, not these days, but yeah, at least earlier, we'll order it from Swiggy or Zomato. So we are so obsessed with instant gratification that we have forgot the value of actually consistently working for something. So the thing is, you need to understand the concept of delayed gratification. So whenever you feel like procrastinating, let's say you have to do that one question on CP, but you're just not able to start it, just think about this in mind, that you are making a short-term sacrifice of positivity, or let's say of some enjoyment to achieve a long-term positivity. That's called delayed gratification. Once you accept this concept of delayed gratification instead of instant gratification, you will be able to understand, you will be able to get rid of your procrastination. Uh, and you need to be happy to be actually do that. So that's completely a different topic of discussion, but yes, I hope I was able to make you understand that to get through this point, you have to take the first step. And once you take the first step, you will see that uh, you'll feel that, oh, it wasn't so much difficult, it was actually easy only. It was just you and your mind playing with it. All right, so coming on to the next question. I am a second year student. I still have a lot of time in my hand. Yes, exactly. So my suggestion is, since you know how much important CP is, so the first thing is spend a lot of time in competitive programming. If not a lot of, if you're like me who loves development more than CP, then at least do CP for let's say, I wasn't like this anytime. So yes, don't come and say me like how much time did you spend on your CP when you in your second year? In my second year, I spent 100% of my time in development, in web development. So yes, but that's how we learn, right? I learned from my experiences, and that's why I'm telling you. So just spend 30 minutes daily. It can be any time in your day when you feel most productive. Just spend 30 minutes daily on competitive programming. It can be on learning a new concept. Let's say you spend 30 minutes, whole 30 minutes on just learning about mud sort. But you should spend 30 minutes at least daily on CP. And from the remaining 23 and a half hours, just plan it accordingly. Like have fun, eat, sleep, have fun. But maybe let's say college assignments also, spend a little time, spend as little time as possible on college assignments. Trust me, it's possible to complete your college assignment in minimal time possible, and it's not really too hard. So yes, for spending your free time, choose that one thing that that excites you, that makes you happy. It can be playing guitar, it can be dancing, it can be development, it can be coding. For me, it was building things. Like trust me, I don't have all those repositories on my GitHub, but while I was in my second year, I was so obsessed with development. I just wanted to make apps for anything. Let's say I got an idea, I want to know, I want to know what will be the weather tomorrow. Instead of going on to some already existing weather forecasting app, I just go on and went on and made my own weather forecasting app using the dark sky API. And there are many more things, like to track what all books have I read. I made a sort of book tracking application. So yeah, it's the thing is, you have to spend your time into something which makes you happy. And it's not you'll say that, okay, Madhav, watching movies and hanging out with friends make me happy. That's again instant gratification. You have to think about delayed gratification. Instant gratification makes you happy right now, but what will make you happy in the long term? Let's say you were into a club partying whole night. Next day when you'll wake up, you'll feel miserable. You'll feel that you have wasted all your time. So that's what delayed gratification is. Think about what's that thing which keeps you happy in the long run, and spend most of your time in that. And that's how you can make the most out of your college years. All right. So sure, I'll go through your profile, and then the next question is how to manage time between development and competitive programming. I get addicted to one and I forget about the other. Interesting. So just give me a minute, I need to drink water. All right, so I have some comments on the live chat as well. Let me see. Yes, exactly. Ankit said it very well. So in CP, we aren't able to get the instant results, but in development, we get CP requires. Yes, exactly. CP requires your patience, and development, you can see it running and it makes you happy. So yes, you can do both of them. When and how should one approach for building profiles? Where does balance come between academics and other things? Okay, building profile, when you should do it right now, because you should start doing, it's a journey. Profile building is a journey. It's not an end goal. nobody's profile is perfect. Even Elon Musk, just go through his profile, you'll see that, oh, it's so perfect. But no, he's doing every day, he's learning something new. Every day he's doing new things. Even his profile is not perfect. He's also continuously improvising. So yes, when should you approach profile building? Right now, at this moment. Let's say you learned something new from this webinar itself. You learned something new. Just go to this LinkedIn and just click on start a post and write, hey, I attended this profile building webinar by Madhav and I learned these things. So that's how people will see your post. People will visit your profile. They'll see what all things you know, what all things you are doing, and that's how actually you learn. Yes, what's the perfect time to build profile? Right now, it's the perfect time. All right, and the best thing, follow people on social media who can motivate. Exactly, that's a very good thing. And there are only two possibilities. Either you can start doing now, or you'll say, "जाने दो यार, वो सिर्फ वो ही कर सकता है." But again, hack your brain. Exactly. All we need to do is teach our brain of delayed gratification instead of instant gratification. All right, so coming back to the Mentimeter questions, how to manage time between development and competitive programming? I get addicted to one and forget about the other. Okay, so how to manage time? It's very simple. So if you are getting addicted to, just find out what you are getting addicted to. Which one of them is it that are getting addicted to? For some people, it's competitive programming. For some people, it's development. For me, it was development. So just find out what is the thing which keeps you happy. If it's development, then spend most of your time in development and just hack your brain anyhow to spend 20 minutes. I'm not kidding. 20 minutes is not too less time. If you spend 20 minutes daily, it's more than enough. So on the other thing, spend 20 minutes daily. It's not very difficult. Let's say you, instead of watching four episodes of your favorite web series, watch three of them, and the next 20 minutes spend time on competitive programming. So find out which one do you love more. Is it development or is it CP? For the one which you love more, so I believe in, I don't know what was the exact quote, but there was a quote that, sharpen your weapons instead of making your armor strong. So I believe in the strategy of going offensive. So like going on the uh, like sharpening your tools, which you already have. Um, so whatever you whatever your strengths are, just spend more time on improving on those strengths. Let's say development is the thing which you love doing. Keep on doing development. Spend majority of your time in development, but do not ignore this. Spend 20 minutes on this or 30 minutes on this, and you will see that you can actually manage both of them together. All right, so that I spent a lot of time in AMAs, and it's already 30 minutes. Okay, let's for the next question. Just let's go quickly. Okay, how to manage time? This is done. I'm interested in learning everything web development, Android, and I'll want to learn every other stuff like AI. Few people like jack of all trades and master of none. Amazing. So I'm just like you, brother. I'm just like you, and it becomes so pretty annoying to see that I know so little. There's so much more to learn, like web security, cyber security, blockchain, machine learning, AI, data science, so much more. This world is full of things to learn, but you can't learn everything, right? So people tell me that I become the jack of all trade and master of none. You can prove them wrong by becoming jack of all trades and master of one. Trust me, I've explored so many domains. I made a few projects on blockchain. I've explored a little bit of data science as well. But my major domain still remains development and sort of web development. But using JavaScript, I also know how to develop Android and iOS apps and cross platform apps. And so it's all about, I believe in this particular statement, that be a jack of all trades and a master of one. So instead of being a master of none, be the jack of all trades and master of one. How can you do so? Explore, explore, explore. Just find those three or five, four or five things which you love doing a lot. And so there's this concept of skill chaining, or some people call it as skill stacking. I had mentioned about it in my previous webinars as well, and that's the most important concept which I see. So let's say you are into competitive programming. You can never be the best competitive programmer in the world, or you can be, but still, Is it worth it? It's not worth it to spend 100% of your time in this single thing, and just be completely zero on all the other things. I believe it's more of skill stacking or skill chaining, because how can you improve yourself? Let's say for me it was web development, app development, and personal branding and communication. So I took these four skills, worked on them simultaneously, spent more time in web development, but still spend time in those other three aspects as well, and combine them to form a new skill, with by com- and that's what made my profile unique. So everybody's profile can be unique by the amount, by the combination of skills you choose. So I hope you understand it now, that it's all about stacking the skills, it's all about chaining the skills, so that you can be a master of one particular technology, but still you can be much very good in other technologies, and you can combine them. Let's say you are into machine learning and web development, so try out doing some project which involves a service of machine learning, some models of machine learning running in your code, and stack it on with a good front end, by using your web development skills. So let's say, let me give you a simple example. Let's say you make a sentiment analyzer. So you can, like, it's a very cliche example. Let's say you analyze sentiments of the written textual materials, and you can make a sort of web application, let's say Twitter sentiment analysis, and you can just mention your tweet, and it will tell you what your tweet is, what's the sentiment behind that tweet. And basically you need some data science and all in that. So in the backend, you made those data science model, your machine learning models yourself, and you made the front end also yourself. So that particular combination of skill made you different from the other people. So I hope that answers your question. And uh, okay, so someone asked me that, see, interests hop on from one arena to other, and that too very often. Just give a little heads up on how to feel where your place is. Exactly, that's how. Okay, Ankit said, let me answer it. Yes, sure. The question related to I want to learn everything. Yes, sure, Ankit, definitely. Exactly. So yes, you can maybe answer it on the Mentimeter, and I'll display your answer in it. Okay. Till then, I can you can write your answer in the Mentimeter, and till, or maybe YouTube chat. And till then, I can just go through the next question. Okay, so this was done. And hi, I will graduate in 2021. I have been focusing on programming for the last 2 to 3 days, and I have completed all easy level. Give me some tips about placement. This is actually not, this might be a big topic of discussion, because idea about placements in the coming year, even I don't have any idea, because this whole situation of COVID-19 is pretty unexpected. So I'm not really sure what all companies will come and what all won't come. But yes, for the tips, keep your sword strong, man. Keep your skills sharp and keep practicing. That's the best tip I can give you. Go from, like, you can say that you have gone through all the easy level problems, make yourself upgrade yourself, go to hard level problems and all, and doing contests on code forces and code etc regularly. Is it really important that much? See, is it really important that much? So at the end of the day, everything is about increasing your probability of cracking the interviews. Nothing, like, there's no particular algorithm which you can follow, which you can follow and say that, like, I'll get an internship or a job 100% after following these steps. It's all a game of probability. Let's say there are two candidates, one's profile is weak and one's profile is strong. So the person having strong profile will have a higher chance of getting selected. It's as simple as that. So doing contests on these websites regularly, of course, it's going to increase your skills. And of course, once you win those contests, you can add it in your resume, you can add it in your LinkedIn profile. So that's going to build your profile as well. So is that really, really, really very important? The answer is no. I mean, nothing is very important. But if you are actually seeing as your way to building the profile, then it is really important. Everybody have their own way to build their profile. For me, it was through blogging, it was through building projects, and I built my profile using that. For you, it can be participating in contests and winning those contests. So if that particular thing makes you happy, then it is important. Otherwise, you can find many other ways to build your profile. All right. So, okay. Any tips on any tips? What sources can be used to develop skills required in CP? Yes, definitely. You can practice. First thing is you can go through the book Cracking the Coding Interview. Then you can also read the book Data Structures and Algorithms by Narasimha Karamuchi. And then you can also practice on online judges like spoj.com. Let me just mention here. So the first book is Data Structures and Algorithms, and then Cracking the Coding Interview, and then also Spot. Uh, okay, so Ankit is saying not able to answer. Just type it on the live chat, Ankit, and I'll show it on the screen. And other platforms can be Hacker Rank, Lead Code, Code Chef, and so on. There are many. So at the end, it's also like as I said in the starting, it's all about starting your journey. Platform really doesn't matter much, and there are many tough challenges on every platform, and there are many easy ones. It's all about starting your journey, and after that, you'll see it becomes really easy to continue. All right, so let's get back to okay. So I took a lot of questions, and it's almost 40 minutes. Let me just go through the content now. Till then, you can keep asking your questions as well. And so, what's the first thing that comes in your mind when you hear the word profile? As expected, people would say LinkedIn profile or resume. The thing is, profile is I my answer right now. So this was my answer 3 years ago, but right now my answer is not LinkedIn profile. Your profile is not your LinkedIn profile. Your profile is not your resume. Your profile. Listen to me closely. This I'm going to tell you very important thing. And this was a quote by Jeff Bezos, but I'm modifying it a little bit. So according to me, a profile, your profile is what others say about you or others think about you when you aren't in your room. Yes, I know the exact quote was a brand is what others say about you when you aren't in the room. So your profile is your brand, and how you make your profile, it's completely up to you. Yes, your profile is not your LinkedIn profile. It's not your GitHub profile. It's not your resume. It's the combination of everything that you do that makes you visible in the community and how people see you. That's your profile and that's your brand. So yes, profile building. There are many steps you can take to build a strong profile. You can build a resume, learning new skills, GitHub profile, push some code on GitHub, add some projects on GitHub, build an amazing LinkedIn profile, build a portfolio website, build some side projects, start blogging. So this particular thing is very important because I've seen many people just sharing the certificates of the courses they do on Coursera, on Udemy, on many other platforms. What's the use of posting the certificates? People are going to see and they're going to forget. Instead of that, just write a blog on what did you learn, or let's say you did a course on JavaScript or front end development. Just build a side project by the things you learned. That side project can be used to make a good GitHub profile. Then post about that side project on LinkedIn. That will help you improve the LinkedIn profile. Post that side project, add that side project on your portfolio website. It will again help you in your portfolio website. Then write a blog on how did you make that side project. It's going to help others as well. And now here's 100% proof that you did that course because you know the skills and you are helping others know that skills as well. So that's going to build your profile super strong. So yes, blogging or podcasting, or what about vlogs, network and participate in competitions and hackathons. So yes, let me show the answer which Ankit gave. Oh, I can understand what is happening here. So basically, again, jack of all trades and master of one. So again, he is the master in PHP and web, but still he said that I know 10%, 10 plus programming languages. So if you are boasting about all the things you know while during your interviews, the interviewer will say that okay, he can ask anything. So in your interviews, um, just keep it limited to the things you are perfect in. Oh, amazing. Amazing. That's really great, Ankit. All right, so let's continue. All right, so some resume making tips. I know you wanted this, that's why I've added this. Okay, so things to remember while you make your resume. I'll go through this very quickly within 2 minutes. 10 tips within 2 minutes. Use a resume template or design your own. Just don't mention everything in paragraphs and send it to your recruiter, because your recruiter is going to see it, and your resume should stand out and it should be at least easy to read. So you can just go on and use maybe Novo resume. Just try out this out, Novo resume, or some other thing, but you can use a resume template or design your own. But do not just go on and write everything on a blank page in paragraphs, and just avoid that. Look for keywords in the job description. Let's say you are applying for a job of a web developer, so look for keywords and add some keywords related to web development in your profile. Okay, I just got another question, I guess I missed it. Machine learning requires a very different skill set, and I have tried a lot to develop interest, but something is not fitting. Okay, so what's exactly your question? How to simplify it? Okay, but I guess that's a particular domain specific question. For this, we can, I guess, connect after this webinar. Just send me a message on LinkedIn, Bunkin, and let's connect after this, because this webinar is more related to profile building, not domain specific. So yes, your resume should be concise. Your headline should match what employer is looking for. Again, let's say these two and four are very interrelated. So let's say you are applying for a web developer job, so just try to add those keywords in your experience section. Let's say you are an intern at a startup for web development. Add that in your experience section, and your headline, especially your headline, it should resonate with what your employer is looking for. So let's say he's looking for an Android developer. You can add a headline something like this: key experienced in developing apps that were downloaded by 10 million plus people, or something like that. So yes, add links to your online portfolios, blogs, no typos. This is very important. This shows how much serious you are while building your profile and resume. And for the job, again, include only relevant information, add important achievements. Ask yourself, are you making an impact? So this is very important. So just do one thing. Once you have made your resume, give your resume to your 10 friends or 10 random people on LinkedIn, and ask them, was I making an impact? What was the first thing that you thought of about me while reading this resume? So it's very important to make an impact. All right, so where to find and apply jobs? You can refer to these slides, madhavbahl.tech/job guide, LinkedIn jobs, Naukri, and so on. But then again, I get this question very, very often, that how to apply, I mean, how to approach someone for referrals. I have added this section in the last. So for the last 10 minutes, we will be discussing about how can you apply for referrals. And Ankit said something. Let me show it on the screen. You can learn anything but not everything, so better to learn and be expert in one thing and go for the other. By the way, I'm now good in web development and Angular. Let me know. Yes, Ankit, I've seen his work. He's very, very amazing in Angular. He writes blogs on Angulars very regularly. So yes, Ankit Kumar Singh, just go and search for him on LinkedIn. He's doing an amazing job. He writes he tries to he has his own community where he tries to help people out, and he writes blogs on different technologies. So yeah, just go on and search for him on LinkedIn. You would definitely want to follow him. He's doing an amazing job. Okay, so let's think from the recruiter's point of view. You need these five skills. So this is taken from the Cracking the Coding interview book. You can of course read that. So a recruiter is expecting these five things from you: analytical skills, coding skills, technical knowledge, experience, and culture fit. I've seen many people actually fail at culture fit. This is very, very important. Does your profile, does your personality and values fit with the company and the team? It's very important. And were you able to communicate well with your recruiter? So culture fit is very important. And then coming to the analytical skills, how much time did you need to spend to solve the problem? What structure did you structure the problem well? Were you able to think about the edge cases and so on? The coding skills, were you able to code it properly? How clean was your code? Were you following the guidelines and all? Technical knowledge, computer science fundamentals like data, DVMS, data structures and algorithms, operating system, theory of computation and compiler design, and so on. I'm going to come on that on another slide. Technical knowledge, experience. Have you done any past internships or like interesting projects and all? All right, so coming on to the next part, the technical interview. All right, here's again a question for you. Menti.com, you know what to do. 89089495. 890895. Um, 89, 890895. I want you all to answer this question. What skill do you think is required to crack the coding interview? For the till the time you answer this question, I'll get back to the AMA. Yes, there are no more AMAs. You can, of course, you can ask me on the AMA as well. For the AMA, let me just put it on the live chat section. So yes, just go on to menti.com, type this code, and ask me anything. And type this as well, 890895. And I want to know what skill do you think is required to crack the coding interview? Go on, guys, I'm waiting. Okay, good one. How data structures and algorithms are implemented in real life situations. Yes, definitely. That's a very good skill. Practice any specific languages. Yes, definitely. That's also important. So yeah, basically, I'm taking a break. I'm very tired of speaking. So yes, I'm seeing your answers for a couple of minutes. Yes, say any one programming language, problem solving skill, ability to explain the idea. Perfect, perfect. I don't know who answered this, but very good. I guess you were trying to write any one programming language. Yes, I actually knew it that every one of you will say DSA. DSA is important, but it's not everything. There are more thing. There are more. There's much more to cracking the coding interview rather than apart from DSA as well. Ah, interesting. Data structures and algorithms, system design, multi-threading, concurrency, SQL. Of course, good answer. Yes, but again, there's much more to it. Even after this. All right, so it's 4:50. Let's start now. Great. So most of you said that DSA. So let's see what all is actually important. And so basically, the technical interview. So I knew that every one of you would say data structures and algorithms, but there's much more to the technical interviews apart from data structures and algorithms as well. So DSA and then implementing DSA through problem solving, competitive programming, other core subjects, and then competitive programming as well, and domain specific questions. So let's go through this. So basically, my tip for your technical interviews will be spend most of your time while preparation in data structures and algorithms and competitive programming. But do not forget about the other core subjects as well. They have a lot of weightage as well. So in data structures, you can go through arrays, queues, hash tables, trees, strings, list set, hash tables, stacks, linked list, graphs, and of course there are variations like B trees and so many trees are there, and then doubly linked lists and so on. Algorithms, there are many. Most important searching and sorting algorithms. Your recruiter is definitely going to ask this during the interview, at least for freshers. Then the graph traversal algorithms, the cluster algorithm. Just forgive me for the spelling mistake. Bellman-Ford algorithm, BFS, DFS, dynamic programming. It's very important these days. Just trust me. Last year, while my batch was giving the interviews, there were so many questions from dynamic programming and memoization and tons of more algorithms. But that's not it. Revise the other core OS concepts as well, like CS concepts as well, like DBMS, theory of computation, operating systems, compiler design, computer network. It's very important. Software engineering, discrete mathematics, computer architecture, and then again microprocessor and microcontroller. Also, they might ask you or might not. But then again, you can see it as very important, and this as a little list as well. Okay, so again, if you want to refer these slides, you can just go to madhavbahl.tech/job guide and then try different domains, web development, app development, and all these things. So why I'm saying this, yeah, that your interviews are much more than just DSA. We have this general misconception that that DSA interview is equal to DSA. That's pretty much true in a sense, because majority of your interview will be revolving around problem solving, which is indirectly related to DSA, but it's not all about it. So DSA, I can say that it definitely holds a major part. But let's say there are two candidates and the recruiter. There are two candidates giving the interview, and I give same question to both of them. And let's say both of them are able to solve the problem, and both of them are able to come up with an optimal solution. And let's say the first candidate has some knowledge of web development and app development as well, but the second candidate was just doing DSA. So whom will you prefer more? The first one, right? Who knows more. So that's it. So at the end of the day, it's all about increasing your probability of getting selected. And how you can do this? By exploring new domains, spending majority of your time on the things which you like, and the things which are going to help you in the long run. And apart from that, explore more and more. Okay, major problem that stems up in general visualization of the whole code result. Just a second. So tired of speaking. Okay. So a major problem that stems up in general visualization of the whole code result. That what does your think tank say about it? So Madhav, I can say that definitely it does. It's very difficult to visualize in the starting, but as you solve more and more problems, you'll see that I know this answer is very generic, but that's the only answer to it. As you practice more and more, you'll be able to visualize more and more. So practicing more is the only answer I can think of. Okay. So now the non-technical interviews. Again, I'm not going to cover this. You can actually go on and explore a lot about these questions on Google. Just go on Google and search about them. So now's the favorite part. Give me 2 minutes to take breath. Okay, so this is the bonus part of today's discussion. How can you leverage LinkedIn? So again, LinkedIn profile. Your LinkedIn profile can fetch you many things like recommendations, recognition, opportunities, credibility. You can showcase your brand and tell your story. But what you are doing, you are just approaching anyone and saying, "Hi, how are you? Hey, hello," and the person does not reply to you for days, and then you get offended and you say, "Okay, don't reply." Then you get more offended, and he blocks you. So that's not a way to approach someone. So if you, let's say, if you are needing any guidance, if you want any guidance, or if you let's say want referrals, most important, everyone wants referral, right? Everyone, like, let's say if you want to work in some random XYZ company, and it will give you an edge over others if you have a referral from an existing working employee. So how are you approaching to them for referrals? Are you doing like this? Hey, how are you? This is the worst way to start a conversation, because the other person knows that you don't even know him, and there's no point of asking how are you, because even if he was going through the worst part of his life, you wouldn't be really interested, right? So what's the point of asking how are you? It's so so for elevator pitch, let me give you a few. So many people, many of you will say, how is elevator pitch uh, how is elevator pitch sort of connected with how to approach people on LinkedIn? So elevator pitch is basically a simple idea. Let's suppose I was the CEO of some top tech company, and you are an employee, you are a person looking for employment in that company, and by chance, you and I are in the same lift, and we are going to the 12th floor, which is going to take 31 or 32 seconds to reach there, and you just have half a minute to introduce yourself and make an impression. How are you going to do that? Connecting with people on LinkedIn is just like that. You have to think about the other person as well. He is not active on LinkedIn just to solve your doubts. He is not there on LinkedIn just for you. He has a lot other work to do as well. So instead of doing this, hi, how are you, hello, just come to the point. So let me give you four very important tips that you should definitely keep in your mind. Is start just a single liner about introducing yourself. First of all, instead of saying hi, how are you, just shift it, just replace it by your introduction in one line. Then tell the summary of what you do. Then mention your purpose. Come straight to your purpose, and then end your message with a gratitude. These four tips are very important while making any elevator pitch, because in just take this as my 2 cents in your, as your life philosophy, because you should understand that the other person is not free. He is having a lot of other works and a lot of other things to look into, other matters to look into as well. So he is not going to wait till you reply. You say hi, and he'll reply to you hello, and then you type for 30 seconds like, what's your purpose. So he's not going to wait for you, and that's not going to work in any industry or anywhere. So instead of that, just mention your purpose. Hi, I am Jimmy. Let's say it was a graphic, he's looking for a graphic designing mentor. So he'll say, hi, I'm Jimmy, it's so nice to connect with you. So first step was a humble greeting, and then introduce yourself. I'm a graphic designer at ABC Private Limited. Then a summary of what you do. I'm passionate about creating beautiful and intuitive designs for variety of marketing and collateral for our top tier clients. That's done. That's done, right? Two lines, introduction and summary of what you do. Then mention your purpose, straightforward. I'm looking for experiences to learn more about, that's his purpose. I'm looking for experiences to learn more about career paths and ways to grow into the role of an art director in the next few years. Your work with XYZ brand has inspired the ways I think about the design. I would love to talk more about the potential mentorship with you. He came straight to his purpose. If that's something you have time for and would be interested in, this. And then end with a humble gratitude, like, thanks a lot for your time. That's it. I hope it helped, and I hope you won't be the this Jimmy, and you'll be this Jimmy from now on. All right, so that was all. Let's come back to the EMA. We still have 15 minutes remaining. Okay, so what does it mean to have a good GitHub profile? So let me show you. Oh, I don't want to be boastful, but yeah, like I can. You can take inspiration from my GitHub profile. Let me just open it. But okay, what does it mean to have good GitHub profile? Let's have a look at GitHub profile. First and foremost thing is your repositories, the things you have contributed in. People are going to look at that, so that adds a lot of value to your GitHub profile. So first thing, your projects are going to make your GitHub profile look good. Then a completed GitHub profile, which means add your display picture, add your about section, add your email and other things, and then contribute a lot. I mean, that's not a lot. I didn't have time to contribute at all this year. So yeah, I'm just showing you an example, and then that's pretty much it. If you are keeping in mind these few things, that having good projects to showcase, then having a complete GitHub profile and contributing to some open source. I know even I do a lot, very little open source contribution these days because I'm a little busy. But then again, it's even if you have a lot of side projects to showcase and you have a complete GitHub profile, that counts in a good GitHub profile. Okay, and aspiring developers need to know what languages to learn. They need to select the right. So, what are the top programming languages and what is the best one? If I were to answer this question truly, see, the matter of the fact is, whenever you join as as a software developer in any company out there, they are going to give you the project which they have, not according to what your interest in. So even if you are a Java developer and they have an opening in let's say C sharp development, so you have to learn that programming language. So what are the top programming languages? Again, you can see this on Google anytime. So right now, I guess Java must be on the number one, and you can just check on Google what are the top programming languages and just choose any one of them. But how to choose it? This is a major question, and I'm really glad that you asked it. You should choose your programming language according to the work that you intend to do. Let's say you want to be a web developer. JavaScript will be perfect for you. Let's say you want to be an Android developer. You can choose anything between Java or Kotlin. Let's say you're into iOS, you can go for Swift, and it's according to what you want to do. If you are into competitive programming, then you can probably choose Java or C++. Some people prefer C++ more over over Java, but yes, exactly. Okay, so Ankit just said not Java. Maybe Java is not the top language right now. TypeScript, Rust, and Python. Exactly. It keeps on changing. So that's what, right? The best language will, these statistics will keep on changing, but as an industry professional, you will have to keep yourself updated, not by learning each and every language, by keeping your foundation strong. So there's a simple principle called the tree trunk principle, so which says that go for the trunk of the tree, not the leaves. Leaves are like these programming languages. They are going to shed tomorrow, or new leaves will come. Let's say JavaScript was so much into the picture these days, and suddenly TypeScript became more popular. Let's say Python will become more popular than that. Rust might become more popular. So these are like leaves, tree leaves. They are going to shed every season, and there will be new leaves every season. Instead of that, keep your base strong, keep your foundation strong. Let's say basic computer science principles, and just choose any language which is in alignment with your with the work you want to do. Let's say you want to be a web developer, you can choose TypeScript and just start doing it. So don't focus too much on what is the best one, because the best one also depends on what type of work you are doing. No one would suggest you to create, at least for now. PHP is not really into the market, right? So no one will suggest you. So the best language depends on also on the type of work you do. So yes, keep your trunk strong, keep your roots strong, instead of just going and plucking every leaf on the tree. All right. Tips for language barriers. Resume is basic. I didn't understand this question. Can you ask once again? Also, if you guys want me to go through, we still have 10 minutes remaining. So if you guys want me to go through your profile, you can just mention it here on or on the chat section. I'll just go through your LinkedIn profile. Okay, Ankit, let's go through yours. Did I have Ankit? Just give me a minute. All right, pretty amazing. Let me see. Let me see. Perfect. So he has a very good profile. So having a good LinkedIn profile is also similar to like the tips which I gave you in the GitHub profile. The first thing is having a good profile photo, which is actually formal and actually sort of high definition, and having a good cover photo, which is actually aligning with the sort of color scheme and the work you do. Let's say the dev kit. So he has a good profile, and then a good headline, which is this headline is going to appear on the every post you make. So have a good this headline. So his headline is pretty good. Then have a good proof about section. About you can mention more, I guess. Ankit, just mention a little more about the work you do and what all things you have done till now that might be that might be good actually. And then experience of course, instead of just having the names, try to have a description as well. So what are your roles and responsibility in RS software or in Mahaviki? What are the things that you do? So like instead of having this just a one liner responsible for managing events and all, have a little bit more descriptive as to how did you do that, what all helped you went there, and what impact did you make. So start with why did you form this community, then move to what all things did you do, then move to how and what impact did you make. Then this is applicable to each and every one of it. And then pretty good education, good. You have it complete, you have a very good profile, Ankit. And just a little bit of things that you can add description. While adding description, I'll repeat myself, it's according to me, different people have different opinions, but according to me, you can follow this rule, that not a rule, you can follow this advice that start with why did you do that, why did you choose this company, why did you founded this community, then go to what all things did you do and what all impact did you made, and then go to how were you able to do that. Then yes, you can definitely ask your friends or your colleagues to have more and to give you more endorsements. And then recommendations, perfect. You can add more projects. As I can see, you made that you made the startup name generator as well, Ankit, if I can remember correctly. So just add, update your project section and honors and award. All in all, it's a pretty good profile. Okay. So I already received. We have just 5 minutes remaining, so I'll just go through these two profiles now. Uh, Prachi Kumrawat. Let me just open it. Okay, Prachi. So first of all, your profile photo is missing. Your profile photo is actually pretty important for a you can say good for making an impact whenever someone comes to your profile. So having a good professional photo is very important. Then I guess you can even improve. It's your wish, but you can improve the cover as well. Backend developer at Cubic, Django, this is pretty good. About section, again, you, as I said, you can even improve your about section as well. Let me show you my example. So basically, some people even say that you should write your about in first person, but it depends on you. So I always write my about in third person. So it's completely up to you. So I've started with what I do and why I do it, what's my purpose, and how I do it, all my initiatives. So yes, I mean that's the advice which I can give you. Then that you can actually start with your purpose, mention your purpose, then mention what all things you do for to accomplish that purpose, and what all things you have already done, and what's your goal in the near future. All right, pretty good. Yes, you have description as well. Pretty good. Yes, again, you can ask your friends or colleagues to give you some more endorsements and recommendations. Try to ask for more recommendations as well. So recommendations section, you'll find it below the endorsements, and you can just go on and click ask for recommendation and just message any one of your colleague. All right, Prachi, I guess that was helpful. Cool. And the last one for today, Sapna. Yes, I've already went through her profile once. Let me just go through it again. Yes, cool. So first of all, Sapna. So the thing is, in this cover photo, it's your wish again, but I would recommend that have some. It's like LinkedIn cover photo and a Facebook cover photo is different, right? So basically in Facebook this might be okay for Facebook cover, but for LinkedIn you can have some things like you can maybe add about yourself or about what you do in the cover photo, and just like this. So this cover has to, I believe that it should be aligning with your with the things you do and your goals. Then again, student at College of Engineering, Trivandrum. So yes, this is actually an auto-generated headline, which is generated when you actually mention any experience, and it automatically generates it. Instead of having this, try to have a headline which makes your profile stands out. How can you do so and why? Basically, this headline is something which is going to appear in every post you make. Let's see Ranveer Alabadia. So he is written founder of Beer Biceps Media Private Limited and Co. So as you can see in every post, their headline is visible. So try to make a different headline. So a lot of people ask that, okay, I'm just a student. What different headline can I make? Even if you are a student, you can be innovative about your headline. Let's say you are a computer science student, so you can write some headline like this. Ki, let's say learning to make computers compute more efficiently in College of Engineering, Trivandrum, or something like this. Let's say um, researching more about development sciences in College of Engineering, Trivandrum, something like this. So this is very generic. Student at College of Engineering. What makes you stand out? Just mention your interest and mention what you are doing and what is your goal in within one line. So that's an art of creating a good headline. Again, about section, same as I mentioned in Ankit and the other person's review. Again, the same thing in your experience. Just don't write this participant and contributor. Write what all things you do. First thing, why did you choose to participate in project? Then what all things did you do there? Then how I'm so sorry, how were you able to make an impact? So try to keep these three things in mind, and then you'll be able to build a good profile. Then and skills, try to get endorsements from people and recommendations. Cool. All in all, it's pretty good profile, but you can do some little changes which I told you, Sapna. All right, guys. So that's it, and that's pretty much it. You can connect with me. So it's exactly 5:15, which I said you, first, which I told you in the beginning. This is going to go for 1 hour 15 minutes, and you can connect with me. My website is madhavbahl.tech, and my GitHub profile is this, and LinkedIn. Definitely, I want one thing from you right now. See, if I would suggest that I spend my time on you to be fruitful only if I am 100% sure that you learned new things. And so just do one thing: go to LinkedIn right now, type a post that today I attended this webinar, and just type in what all things did you learn, and mention me so that I can see you. And using that, like I would definitely want to know what all things did you learn in today's webinar. Only then will I think that my time was fruitful here. So yes, do go to LinkedIn and mention what all things did you learn today. That's going to improve your profile as well, because people will then know that you actually sort of spent your weekend in doing in learning something new. And what all things did you learn? All right, so definitely go now and post on LinkedIn what all things did you learn, and don't forget to tag me. It's I'll definitely see what all things that you learn, and I'll feel that it was amazing interacting with you. That's it, and that's it for today. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice weekend.